Oh, baby. Guys, what's going on? A little Wednesday evening stream for the next hour, smashing some bets, utilizing OddsJam, using my favorite tools, kind of talking you through the process, looking for some value, making some money. Most importantly, that's what we're here to do, make some money. So let's kind of dive in. I have the positive EV tool pulled up on OddsJam. We're going to start off with some DFS, little underdog, parlay play, PrizePicks, better, dabble, DraftKings pick six. Let's take a look at that. And then we'll kind of jump into some arbitrage, a little positive EV as well. But appreciate you tuning in with me for the next hour, smashing some bets. Still here in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. I'll be here for the rest of the week. Just found out that there's potentially a really big snowstorm coming through most of the entire East Coast this weekend. So I don't know if I'm going to be in Pennsylvania for an extra day or two. Hoping I don't miss my flight Sunday, but there's a pretty good chance that happens. But first and foremost, welcome in. Lynn, what's going on? Matt, how are you? Wilbo, what's going on, man? No doubt, Wilbo, let's green up this red January. Man, it's been a bloodbath for me. I feel like a lot of yins out there, it's been very similar. So let me refresh the page here. We're currently DVigging to Pinnacle. OGs and DGens kind of know the theme, the rhythm, the rhyme to the streams. Start off with DFS. Spend a lot of time with positive EV, but we have, 7 NBA games, 6 NHL games, decent amount of top 25 teams in action for college basketball. No solid top 25 matchups tonight in terms of this and that. I mean, North Carolina, Notre Dame, maybe, but we have some teams in action, no doubt. Probably take a little bit of a look ahead to maybe some soccer, football plays. Have a big UFC card coming up. We looked at some UFC options, some bets earlier this morning. Big UFC card this upcoming weekend, so we're going to want to dial it in there. Also, conference championship weekend for the NFL. So currently at the moment, let's see, kind of have some different options here. For my underdog folks, we'll start off with this. If you are using underdog, 3-pick slip here, I'd go with Giannis, under on his PRA. I don't know if you're going to get hit with a nerf here, taking Rollins under on his assists. They're on the same team. You might get hit with a nerf there on underdog for that. And then you could throw this tennis match as well. Games won under 7.5. It's basically for a 3-leg slip, guys. This is a 0 low hold play. But I think the Pinnacle is very sharp when it comes to tennis matches. We also have the Australian Open for the men's and the women's. One of the first major tennis tournament of the year is happening right now. Great opportunities to make really good money betting on tennis. Irish, what's going on? The chat currently for this evening, guys, is for members only, DGens and OGs. As always, guys, I appreciate you just hanging out with me. Whether you're first time here or you've been here for a while, you don't have to be an OG or DGen for me to appreciate you. Obviously, you're not alone. I would expect most of you, like I am. It's been a very difficult January. I talked about it on this morning stream. Not overhyping this up or really recency bias. It's been the most difficult stretch of ever for positive EV betting for myself. And I've been using OddsJam for 4 years. This has been just a very extremely tough variance month for me. For anyone that's out there that's using better, that wants to cook up a 3-man slip, I would say Nesmith. I always mess up his last name. Under 2.5 threes, take Rollins under on his assist. There's always a discounted play out there on better. Again, in Pennsylvania, DFS is not available. I can't play any DFS, so I can't share any links in the chat. When I get back to Arizona, obviously I'll be able to do so. So, couple of videos that were recently come out, guys, on OddsJam, talking about Kalshi, talking about Novig ProfitX. If some of you guys are like, how is he, using ProfitX and Novig? I thought he lives in Arizona. I do, but I'm currently in Pennsylvania right now when I record those videos. So I'm in Pennsylvania where the exchanges are legal. And so if you've seen a video come out recently, that's because I recently filmed it when I'm in Pennsylvania where the exchanges are alive and well. So for underdog, a 3-pick option here. Again, there might be a nerf with Rollins and Giannis. That could be a problem. Honestly, outside of that, I wouldn't really take these tennis plays because for a 3-pick slip, we're looking at minus 119 is the fair. You're getting minus 122 on a 3-pick slip. Not very good. If this all sounds like a different language that you never heard before, stick with me. You're going to learn a little bit more about sharp sports betting, data-driven sports betting. That's what this whole thing is aimed to do. Let's take a look at the sharp money tool. I am getting over being sick, guys. This sounds like a broken record. I've basically kind of been some different variation of sick for the entire month. I am very excited for January to get in my rearview mirror, moving on to February. But we're going to try to make the best of it for the second half of January, like Wilbo said, and turn this into a positive green. I'm a weird creature in terms of I've had a very rough January, and I'm very positive and excited for what's going to happen for the rest of the month because I know that the coin is going to flip my way eventually. Statistically you could, but with an edge like this, guys, in edge betting, the coin is going to flip my way. And I know it's going to come back for me in a really big way. So I actually get excited when I'm losing because I know that the positive variance is coming back for me. So here on Ricard Raquel, if you guys are using Underdog, there's $3,800 out here that someone's posted on PrizePicks. They want this play at minus 128 odds. They want the over 2.5 shots on goal. They are offering the under 2.5 shots on goal on PrizePicks. That means they want the over 2.5. And so if they want this at minus 128 odds, Pinnacle's only offering $250 as a limit here. This is substantially higher than Pinnacle's limit. So this would be a play you can add to your slip on Underdog. So if you're getting that nerf with Giannis and Rollins, I would add Ricard Raquel. He plays for the Penguins. Take his over 2.5 shots on goal. They're playing out in Calgary tonight. Kind of same thing here with Kendrick Williams. There's a lot of different people that have some different liquidity out there, but somebody really wants his under 2.5 assists. We got some different players on the Thunder that are out tonight. We still have some of the main guys like SGA and Hartenstein and all that, but Williams could get some extra run time tonight against Milwaukee. Honestly, though, I don't know if he plays for the Bucks or the Thunder. I shouldn't assume there. I have no idea. But somebody wants this at $1,400 at minus 127 odds. You can get this as a 3-man slip at minus 122. Could be something that would be interesting to add to your slip. For Dabble, for better, you could add this Coward play. Again, we're starting to get a little bit lower on the liquidity spectrum here. So I'm not as interested, but I'm slightly interested. I'm lukewarm on this play. Somebody wants this at minus 126 odds. Again, guys, on these exchanges, if you're seeing plus 126, that means that this person wants the opposite side. They want minus 126. Okay, that's how it works. If someone has $84 at plus 118, that means they want minus 118 odds. So this person wants it at minus 126 for about $1,500. That's a lot of dough. And so if you want Coward over 19.5 points and rebounds, you can get this on Better. You can get this on Dabble as well. So just different things. The sharp money tool can be a little confusing sometimes, but remember, whatever's being recommended here is we are following or tracking the large liquidity that's being posted on Novig and PrizePicks. That's what this tool does. And then it shows you where you can get the odds at either the same price that this person wants it at or a better price. And so that's what this tool does. But when we're using this tool, at least when I'm using this tool, I'm willing to take these plays at a range, right? I'm willing to take a range here on Ricard Raquel. If I don't get it at minus, this person wants it at minus 128, I'm willing to take this at a minus 130, a minus 135, right? A slightly worse price. So I'd be willing to almost go up to FanDuel at minus 138 to bet this is a straight wager. So even if you look at me and you're like, Billy, I don't have Underdog, I don't have Better, that's okay. I'm still willing to take a range and bet this at Hard Rock, or even maybe bet this at FanDuel at minus 138, right? Now, I'm not willing to bet this at Fanatics at minus 150, right? I do have some rules. Normally, it's 5 to 10 cents from whatever the price that this better wants it as. I'm willing to go above and beyond to bet that. So a lot of different ways you can use some different tools. Back on the EV tool, let's kind of refresh this page really quickly. I'm going to hop over and use FanDuel. Specifically for the NBA guys, for player props, I like to use FanDuel. And I like to use FanDuel when I'm just looking at different plays. If you're new to the stream, the whole aim of me with these streams is not just to give you plays, it's to teach you what I'm looking at so that you don't need to watch these streams anymore. So that you can learn from me and then go out on your own, whether it's OddsJam or you use Bookie Beats or you use A-Train Station or Unabated, whatever software that you use. I would prefer that you use OddsJam. That's my homie. But find a software that works for your budget and just copy, all the tools are going to have the same, all these softwares are going to have the same exact strategies. So you can apply this to any software and make money using it. That's the whole aim of these streams. So if you do at all find any value at all at any point in these streams, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and smash that thumbs up button. Helps me out a lot. Kind of spread the word. Teaching profitable sharp betting for free to as many people as we can so that we can band together and beat the living piss out of the sports books. That's what I'm interested in. I want to bankrupt the sports books. So over here on Underdog, again, you can play six-man slips. Six-man slips are going to give you minus 116 odds per leg. So each six-leg slip that you're putting together, hey, I like to put a six-leg parlay, each individual leg's minus 116 odds, right? Most people, when they cook up parlays, they don't think about what the price they're getting for each individual leg. And the sports books are banking on that. They're banking on your ignorance. They're banking on you not paying attention. We're going to pay attention. So I like to do three-man slips because there's a little bit less variance involved. And so that's minus 122 odds that you're getting per each leg. Anything that's really below minus 131 odds on this play is really good. So Fears, Williamson, Tyson, these are all unders. I'm cool with playing this. You want to take Ryan Rollins as well. That's cool with me. When you're looking at points and rebounds or rebounds and assists, this is a market that only FanDuel offers. Pinnacle does not offer odds on this market. So that's why I like to devig to FanDuel, because FanDuel offers some more options for us as bettors. As always, I appreciate the OGs and DGens, your patience. I like to look at these streams as there might be some people in here that are in here for the first time. They just found me. Maybe they found OddsJam. Maybe you told your buddy to tune in to me. So I try to make sure that I explain it to anyone out there that maybe this is their first time watching. So let's take a look at, let's go over to the Fantasy Optimizer. We're going to rip through book by book just to kind of go through, for PrizePicks for Underdog. And then we're going to get off of DFS for a little bit. And we're going to take a look at just the rec books like FanDuel and DraftKings and MGM. So for three-man power entries over on PrizePicks, again, guys, whatever slip you're looking to make, OddsJam's already calculated the odds that you're getting per leg. Three-man slips aren't the best, but they're pretty good. Six-man slips, five-man slips with insurance are the best in terms of odds per leg. But I like three-mans. I don't play fantasy scores. Each book scores fantasy scores slightly different, so there isn't kind of a standard. It's all slightly varied, so I don't really like that. For this points and rebounds play for Trey Murphy, to be very fair, I don't know out of these three rec books if any of them are really smart or sharp when it comes to this particular market. No FanDuel, no Pinnacle odds here. I'm really flying blind here. I really don't know. Brian Harmon, I disagree with this. FanDuel's okay for golf. I would prefer to see Pinnacle. I don't really have any gauge here, so I don't really care about this play. Same with Quickly. You can get a better price on FanDuel than we can at PrizePicks. I'm all about price here, guys. Trust me. When I say that price dictates everything with sports betting for me, and I can easily convince you that price dictates it, because if I created odds of plus $1 trillion on Quickly, I think you would be interested in betting this. If I gave you odds of minus $1 trillion on Quickly, you probably wouldn't be interested in betting this. So price is really a really big determining factor in if we're going to play something or not. And even though that's an egregious example, that's just to kind of show to you how important price is. So DeRozan and Quickly here on this combo play, you're getting a better price than FanDuel. I like that, but it's not a better price than Pinnacle. So I have two. One opinion says yes, one opinion says no. I really don't have an opinion. So to be very blunt, all of these plays, in my opinion, are absolute dog shit, and I wouldn't play any of them. So let's take a look at Underdog. And again, we're not going to cook up a slip just to cook up a slip. If there's nothing there, there's nothing there. We're just not going to do it. That's not my jam. I'm not interested in making a slip just for the sake of it. Underdog, again, I would prefer 3-pick slips. 6-pick slips, you get great odds, but you're dealing with a lot of variance there. Tobias Harris, don't care about this play. I guess I'll holler at you if I do like a play. But again, we need 3 picks in order for me to make a slip. I like the Zion play. Armani Brooks, okay. But to be fair, I don't know how many casual sports bettors are betting EuroLeague basketball. This game's not until tomorrow afternoon. So, everyone talks about, man, I got limited on Underdog. It's like, well, maybe don't bet European basketball when the game doesn't start until tomorrow afternoon. That's kind of a dead red giveaway. So don't really like a lot over here. Let's go over to better. Better, normally we have, no pun intended, better chances of finding a slip, right? Stidham on his passing attempts. I lean more Pinnacle as the sharp book. It's minus 125. You're getting at minus 122. It's a bit of a gap. It's not enough. We need a considerable gap to bet this. So this doesn't meet the criteria for me. And again, guys, as I mentioned before, it's really trying to get you inside my head to see what I see so that you can then copy and replicate this strategy for yourself, or take the bits and pieces that you do like that make sense to you and apply that to your strategy, right? The idea here is hopefully you're consuming a lot of various different types of sports betting content so that you can formulate your own strategy that works for you. And if that strategy makes you money, that's all you need, right? So hopefully you're able to find some bits and pieces here that you like, and you can use it for your own strategy. Don't really like anything over at better. Fliff, again, when I type in the minimum data points, that means I want at least 3 other sports books that are offering opinions or odds compared to the odds that we're receiving. And so on the minimum max odds here, let's just go minus 200 to plus 200. That's a little bit more realistic. This play on the UFC, Ruffy versus Fizev, however you say this dude's name, it's okay on Fliff, but it's better on MGM. I'd rather bet this on MGM. Johnson, Perez, not really. Now let's go to rebet. I do apologize. This is fairly disappointing right now. There isn't much out there. Feels like we're in baseball season right now because we're just scraping by. No, not really. We'll go over to Dabble for any of my Dabble users, and we'll also take a look at DraftKings Pick 6. Dabble 3-pick entries. Okay, so this Jaden Ivey play, while FanDuel is the only book that's offering odds on this play, I do like this play. It's 13 cents off. It's a decent enough gap where I would play Jaden Ivey. No. Nemhard, okay. I would take Nemhard on this play as well. Again, it's 13 cents off. Caesars and DraftKings have this at 23.5. We're getting 24.5, so that's nice. But again, to get that third pick, Tyson under on his PRA, it's 11 cents. It's barely okay. So if I was to make a 3-pick slip over here on Dabble, this would be my 3-pick slip right here. So I'll kind of pause here for a moment. This is what I would go after. Yeah, under on Tyson on his PRA, under on Nemhard's points and assists, over on Ivey's points and rebounds. So this is for my Dabble people only, but if you do, this would be the 3-pick slip that I would create. When I'm back in Arizona, we're back on Dabble. That was a kind of a nice addition a couple weeks ago, guys. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Dabble was now live in Arizona. So if you're passing through Arizona, make sure you hit up Dabble. In my opinion, I think it's one of the more easier DFS books to make money on. You know, take that with a grain of salt. It's still hard to hit 3-leg or 5-leg parlays consistently, but I would take Dabble over a lot of other DFS books. All right, and then let's take a look at DraftKings Pick 6. What do we got on Pick 6? Not much. There's not really much here that I can really endorse. I would say, again, Tyson under on his PRA. We talked about that play before. Not really much else, guys. I mean, there's not 3 picks out here that I can get down with. Let's take a look at the arbitrage tool for my arbors. Again, this is a great time of the evening or late afternoon to jump into arbitrage betting. You know, this Jaden Ivey play, this is a good arb, but there's one thing that you want to pay attention to. There's only $21 of liquidity out here on NoVig. So when we're talking about OddsJam, which is one of the more popular sports betting softwares out there, This play here in this Williams play on PrizePicks, we're talking about $11, $21. That's not enough liquidity for you to go around for you and everybody else. So when you're going after the exchanges and you're going after ARBs, you want to see at least $500 or more available on the exchange for you to trade. Because if there is only $20 here, here's the big fear. You go over to SportsZeno or you go over to Bracco and you lock in that side of the bet, of the ARB. Then you go over to the exchange on PrizePicks or NoVig to lock in that side, and all of a sudden this liquidity is gone. It's disappeared. And now you're left one-sided. So when you're evaluating ARBs on the arbitrage tool, specifically for the exchanges, when you can see how much liquidity is out there, do not target plays that have $21 or $11. Now, this play on Williams on NoVig for $1,400, this would be a play that you would want to go attack. Go grab this play. There's $1,400 available out there. That's enough of liquidity for you to go lock in the Bracco side of the ARB and then grab the NoVig. Ideally, you're locking in both sides of the ARB within 3 to 5 seconds. You're going bam, bam, and you're locking in both. But when you're going through this tool, stay away from low liquidity plays on the ARB tool. Focus on the higher liquidity plays because this is going to actually give you the time that you need to go over, log into the book, find the play, and then lock in that side of the ARB. Little tips and tricks here, guys, just from my own experience. Things that, you never want to get caught one-sided. Sometimes those can be avoided on your own. Sometimes they can't. But the ones that can be avoided, these are the ones that you do want to avoid. Again, all about trying to provide you guys with as much tips and information to equip you guys with what you want to be, with what you want to, be aware of. So here's a play on Chet Holmgren, double-double. These are ones that we really like. He's either going to get a double-double in the game tonight, or he's not. It's fairly simple. So SportsZeno and FanDuel, anytime that you see plus odds on the over, plus odds on the under, that's a guaranteed ARB. You can day trade these sports books to make a guaranteed profit. 3.5%, which is pretty good. I would say it's very good. So again, when you click on this calculator, you can find out, how much money you can make, whether you want to put $400 in or $430. Maybe you want to keep this as a player prop under $250, okay? Don't bet $232.56 on FanDuel. Simply massage the calculator to find a number that works really, really well. End your bet sizes in zeros and in fives, okay? So that's all I would do. So here, maybe you bet $230 and $215. Or maybe you just keep working this down to say, all right, I'll bet $225 on SportsZeno. I'll bet $210 on FanDuel, right? No one bets $209.30. Don't do that. Nobody really bets $209. So just either bet $210 and $225. Those are two numbers that actually work, right? So when you're in that $50 range, don't bet $46.51, right? Okay, bet 46 bucks. But this is where you want to work the calculator and try to find, remember, the whole idea of this is blending in like a casual sports bettor. So try to find numbers that make you look like you're a casual. Don't ever bet loose change because you're just asking the sports book. You're just basically shouting out to the sports book, I'm an arbitrage bettor that uses a software. Look at me. That's basically what you're telling them. So don't do it. Let's go back over now to the plus EV tool. Let's go to the Sharp Money tool and let's pull up all the books and let's just see what's popping tonight, right? We're looking at main markets. We're looking at player props, date ranges for today. That's it. That's really it. Pretty simple setup, okay? Bet365. It's finally back, guys. I mean, a couple clicks, couple snaps, guys, couple thumbs up. We get Bet365 back in action here on Odds Jam. It's been a minute. I mean, good golly, it's been a minute. But we finally get their odds back up. Here's a great money line play on this tennis matchup. Darderi. Sharp books like BetOnline, Bookmaker, plus 139, plus 149. Matt's all excited, no doubt about that. Nice to see Bet365 back in the fold. It's nice. So for everyone that was like, dude, where's 365? I don't see 365. Just don't lose out on hope, guys. Don't lose hope. It took a lot longer. I would say it probably took, maybe 5, 6 months? But finally, it's back, right? So hopefully for some of you guys that have it, it creates a more enjoyable experience. Bet365 is widely regarded as a very soft sports book. What do I mean by that? It's an easier book to beat and make money on. You're probably not going to have a very long, enjoyable experience with Bet365 because once you get limited, they limit you to $5 across the board. But while you do have your account with Bet365, it's definitely worth beating the wheels off of them. So really nice to see them back in the action, back in the fold. So this would definitely be a play I would go after on the sharp money tool. Somebody wants this at plus 156 odds for $6,500. That's really solid. Really, really solid. Coronado on this play. Again, when we're talking about NHL players' shots on goal, no diss to the NHL. Pinnacle's taking $250. Somebody has $6,400. Okay. So again, with the sharp money tool, there's a foundational belief that if you use this tool, you believe that the large amount of liquidity posted by this person, you think they're a professional sharp sports bettor. Okay. You don't think they're your buddy that's at home that's just bored and wants to use Profit X. Right? My belief in why this is a professional bettor is because most recreational bettors, like my friends, they don't know about NoVig. They don't know about Profit X. They've never heard of them before. So then we're talking about NHL player props, which is not the most popular player prop that we think of betting. And this is $6,500. This is well above what Pinnacle's limit is. Lynn's asking, Billy, am I conservative? My bankroll is $20K, but I bet $100 a bet. So Lynn, I mean, essentially you're betting half of 1% of every bet. So, first and foremost, I want you to bet what's comfortable, bet what's within your means. That's the most important part. I would say you could, based off of that bankroll, you could definitely wager a little more. Right, 1% of your bankroll is $200. So you could definitely, with maybe some of your higher confidence plays, bet 175 or 200 and then keep the rest of your bets at 100. But, you could definitely stack your bets so it's 100, 125, 150, 175, 200. And then based off your confidence, you could bet that. I think you're in a very conservative, solid range. So I'm not going to unit shame you at all because at the end of the day, it's very important to make sure that you bet what you're comfortable betting. But if you wanted to up your wagers unit size a little bit more, you could. You definitely could. It's always going to be a nervous time when you do so. It's probably never going to get easy for you. Doesn't get easy for me, but that's be something I would definitely consider. Now here on this Hawks play, I'm not interested in betting the Hawks at plus 2.5. It's a very good question, Lynn, because of the liquidity, right? Someone's posted $5,100 on NoVig. I don't give a shit. Pinnacle's got $20,000 on this play. Pinnacle's taking $20K on this. I don't care that someone's posted $5,100. Now, what I do care more about is this price really good to Pinnacle? And the answer is no. The answer is you're getting this at minus 120. It's only minus 125. So that's not a big enough of a gap for me to get excited about this play, right? Matt says, or you can add a little more risk and variance by running two-leg parlays at 100. No doubt, I agree with what Matt just said. Or you can add a little more risk and variance by running two-leg parlays at $100 instead of taking them straight. SEC says, I like to see the plus CV bets tab for sports books. SEC, I'm not maybe fully understanding. If you don't mind expanding a little bit more on that, that would definitely be helpful. But let's kind of get through some more plays here. So I don't really care about the Hawks play. This Jackson Lacombe play, obviously, guys, player props. Pinnacle's taking $250. This is $5,000. This is a lot of money. So again, this bettor wants this at plus 104 odds. So getting this at plus 105 on Hard Rock or MGM is good. Bracco at plus 102, I don't mind that. Plus 100 odds on DraftKings, cool by me. I'm going to go over to Bracco right now and place this bet. Again, I don't mind it if you want to go over to FanDuel to bet this. Again, guys, Bracco is kind of a newer offshore sports book that I've been using for the last month or two. So Lacombe plays, or Lacombe, however you say this dude's name, he plays for the Ducks. Let's go over to hockey. NHL. I can't showcase, well, I don't know. I don't know if I get in trouble on YouTube showcasing this book. My gut says I am. Sometimes the plays don't load up for me automatically, guys. I don't know about you. It's a pain in the butt sometimes. But let me double check to make sure that, like, you know, we actually, sometimes OddsJam's odds are a little stale with Bracco. And I'm not seeing any player prop odds at the moment for these NHL games. Where the hell is this on Bracco? All right, we're going to go somewhere else then. I'll go to Props Builder. I'm cool with Props Builder. I'm going to go to BetDSI, bet this on Props Builder. Again, guys, a lot of various different offshore sports books. Bovada, BetOnline, BetDSI, XBet, MyBookie, BUSR, BetNow. They all have Props Builder. It's a third party. So I can get this at plus 100 odds. This guy wants it at plus 105. You know, I'll probably just bet $100 on this. But the nice part with Props Builder, so many offshore sports books offer Props Builder. So if you're someone that uses XBet and MyBookie and you're like, dude, OddsJam hasn't shown plays on XBet and MyBookie in months, you could still use their Props Builder, which is still valuable to me. So we're looking for shots on goal. Lacombe, over 1.5. And again, I'm just going to go $100. Okay. And for those of you, while I might not be able to show the bet in real time or posting it, I can show you this. I just placed the bet right here. We're in over on Props Builder for $100 on Lacombe. So again, I'm a big believer in putting my money where my mouth is, guys. I really can't stand the people that tell you to bet something, but you never really see them bet it yourselves. That drives me insane. So, you know, I'm a big believer in that. And we're probably going to go after a couple of these. Let's see. Props Builders minus 118. Not a great play here on Carlson. You can get this at DraftKings at minus 105. Hard Rock at plus 100. Again, if Bracco was actually working properly, I would probably bet that. But their player props are just not expanding for me. This is what, Vancouver and Washington. It's the one thing that sucks about living on the East Coast. There isn't a chicken dick's chance that I'm going to be staying up to watching any of these hockey games. Even my Penguins tonight. It's just not happening. It's just definitely not happening. Furman in the Citadel, under 141. Somebody got $2,800 on this. Pinnacle's taking $1,500, so this is 2 times the amount that Pinnacle's taking. You can get this under 141 at plus 111 odds. You can get this at Bovada. Somebody wants this at plus 108, so not bad getting this at Bovada. I would not bet this on BetDSI. Bracco, it's okay. Bet 105, though. I can get down with Bet 105. So I'm going to try to get this under on this Furman game. Again, this is 2 times the amount of money that Pinnacle's taking. These are 2 smaller schools. So someone that's posted liquidity for $3,000 on Furman and the Citadel, like, it's not like we're talking about Duke and Kentucky here. So, yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind it. Taking on the sharp money tool. Unfortunately, I got to get a code for Bet 105. Again, guys, Bet 105 for the most part copies Pinnacle's odds. So I like betting them. I like using this book. It's a book I use quite a bit. If you use code BillyC when you sign up at Bet 105, and I'll throw this in the chat here for you guys. This is for the game that I'm betting right now. You use code BillyC. Oh, Matt, you are? That's all right, man. Hopefully you got a good price on it. If you use code BillyC, you make a deposit of $100. You'll get a $50 bonus bet. It's a 1x rollover, guys. Most of these offshore books are going to give you make your rollovers 5x, 8x. It means you got to wager through your deposit amount like 5 to 8 times. With Bet 105, it's just 1 time. So it's really, really good. What are we looking at? Over 141.5. Never mind. I'm not, or the under. Never mind. We're looking at the under. Yeah, minus 103. No, we're looking at under 141. Yeah, it's plus 103 odds here. Again, I'm just going to bet $100. I'm not going crazy on this. Again, because of how much I've been getting beat up this month on just how it's been going. Again, I like to show the tickets, guys. There it is. I'm in. Wagers accepted on Bet 105. plus 103 odds. Yeah, I have to kind of lower. I have to lower the wager size, unfortunately. Again, I've been using OddsJam's Bet Tracker for 4 years, guys. It's a great tool. Love using it. It's really, really solid. The Ducks on the money line. Somebody wants this at plus 283 odds. Yeah, I really can't get this anywhere else. Not going to do that. All right, let's go over to the EV tool. Let's take a look at some anytime goal scores. Couple hockey games tonight. Not a lot. Earlier this morning, we bet Brock Nelson. We got some good closing line value on Brock Nelson for the Avs. Hopefully, you guys were able to copy that one. Just one result right now. So this wasn't a good play earlier. Now it is. Ricard Raquel for the Penguins. We talked about his over 2.5 shots on goal. This is over 2% edge. I don't have a lot of money in my FanDuel account. I'm almost out of dough, but I have enough to bet this Ricard Raquel play. I like this. Anything that's 3% EV edge or higher, guys, for this, it's an auto bet. If it's between 1.5 to 3%, I evaluate it. I'm good with this. More times than not, you're going to find me betting these plays between 1.5 to 3%. We've just had such a great run with this market. This has been my number one market last year and this year. Not even close. Oh, I forgot. I bet on a tennis player or a soccer player earlier this morning. It worked out. So that's great. We actually got a little bit more dough. So again, Raquel at plus 230 odds. This is really only a FanDuel bet, guys. Do not bet this if you can't get this anywhere else. Plays for the Penguins. Plus 230. They're telling me to bet $30. I'm just going to round up to 50. And again, we're going to bet Ricard Raquel right here. I'll share this with you guys in the chat. Here's the link. Let me pull this up to the stream here. There we go. There it is. Oh, yeah, Matt, appreciate that, man. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that, honestly, guys, if you guys have been having any success with any kind of strategies this month, let me know. Vibes are kind of low this month. And I think everyone's just been getting kicked in the ass. So if there's been anything that's been working for you, you don't have to share the whole strategy, but just feel free for any OGs or DGens. Let me know. Just want to get vibes up a little bit because it's been very difficult, very tough. So Ricard Raquel, this is a FanDuel only play. Again, if you live in a state where you don't have FanDuel, we just dropped a video on the OddsJam channel. I think it was either yesterday or today. Can't remember. Being sick, guys, all the days are running together. Go over to NoVig. NoVig seems to be the one book where you can create markets, can create pricing. Like I said, it's worth a shot just creating odds and creating a price where maybe your order gets filled, right? The lowest under right here is minus 255. So if you create odds of like plus 247 on the over, you're going to get a great price on the over. You might get your order filled on the under as well. Because, you're now offering the best under. And for those of you out there, and I appreciate the feedback in the comments, like, hey, isn't this strategy going to get really popular and like this isn't going to be viable? It could in the future, but there's not enough people that are willing to put in the work. So for those OGs and DGens that are in here, you guys are the small percentage of people that are willing to put in the work and the effort to make money. Trust me, there's like 99.9% of people that are lazy and are not willing to go the extra mile. So I think the strategy that I shared in that video is very viable. And it's going to be viable for a while. I think at least for the rest of this year. So try it out because there's literally no downside to it. That's what I would say. DK, choose your boost, Irish. Appreciate that. So my DK account's on hiatus right now. So that's just P2 living. So I don't have much to share on the DraftKings, but I appreciate that. Yeah, Matt, and I would say, I've shared these strategies with other people before, and they're all ears. But there's a big line in the sand for a lot of people. We're going to take a look at some college basketball right now, DVing a bookmaker. There's a big line in the sand for a lot of people. A lot of people view sports betting as fun entertainment. And once you start to explain to them how profitable sports betting works, it starts to sound like a chore or work for them. And then they're not as interested in profitable sports betting because it's a lot of work. And I got to do all this stuff. And I don't want to do that, bro. I just want to cook up my 8-leg parlay and ride with the boys. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what you'll find out is I think a lot of people give the general public too much credit. There are so many lazy individuals out there, or just people that aren't interested in putting in the work. So congratulations to you if you're in this stream, because you're in a select group of people that are willing to go the extra mile. And I think you're going to find that there's a lot of fruit or a lot of gold at the end of the rainbow for you. SEC, to have DK in the score on the EV tool. Yeah, so happy to do so. SEC, the only problem is that I have all the books selected for this. But let me see if it's, it is. I have DraftKings predictions selected. Just so you know, man, I don't mean to slight you in any way, SEC, because I appreciate your support, man. But I do have DraftKings selected. I have underdog predictions selected. I have the Fanatics markets selected as well. These are all books that are here. What I've been noticing thus far, and I definitely would love to hear from you guys that have DraftKings, Fanatics, and underdog prediction markets. It doesn't seem to be like there's much value. I'm just doing a quick peruse. Like there isn't anything that's popping up with their logo at the moment that's showing any value, at least for college basketball for bookmaker. We'll look at some other things and some other props as well. And SEC, I'll definitely make sure to make it a point in the streams today and moving forward that we only select those books just to see if anything's available. Because, I want to make sure that, if you're tuning in and those are your only options, that obviously we give you something that you can work with. Now, something that we definitely noticed, right? It's pretty simple, guys. When you're trying to figure out which sharp sports book is sharp, it's pretty simple. Figure out which book is offering the most amount of money per market. So who's taking the most amount of money on college basketball money lines or college basketball totals or spreads? Whoever's taking the largest amount of liquidity there, that's who I would say has the most confidence in their lines. And that's who I would use as my guide when you're devigging and trying to find plays with an edge. So something that I've definitely noticed with college hoops is that when it comes to point spreads, bookmaker takes a lot more money than other books. So Pinnacle here is taking $3,000 on USC and Northwestern. Circus taking between $10,500 to $11,500. And I know the bookmaker takes similar liquidity to Circa. So this is who you'd want to take a look at. You can use DraftKings SEC. That's good to know, man. If you're in Arizona, first off, enjoy the weather. I know it's been kind of a cloudy day there today. Apologies about the weather. But if you're in there, I would definitely take a look of, if you don't SEC, and you might already have accounts with these books, but definitely hit up Bet365, hit up Fanatics, like the regular books like Fanatics, Bet365. Desert Diamond is a can-be-only book. Don't blow through your Bet Rivers account, but can-be-only books, Desert Diamond. DraftKings, obviously. Those would be the books that I would definitely focus. And Hard Rock. Hard Rock. Oh my God. Hard Rock all day long. I would say Hard Rock, Bet365, Fanatics. And then, if you've already burned through your Sportsino account, that's fine. This is on the score. It's available in Arizona. So while this is a lower edge play, guys, again, Bookmaker and Circa have similar odds, and they have a lot of liquidity here. I would be more than happy to bet this on the score at USC minus 6.5. Now, what you're going to notice with a lot of sports books is they don't take a lot of money when it comes to totals, right? So for my Dub Club people, that's why you notice I haven't been giving out a lot of plays on totals, because like Pinnacle's taking $250. It's not a lot of money. If we open up this event page on Holy Cross and Navy, and I go to look at Circa, Circa's taking $550. It's not a lot of money, right? But when we were looking at this USC play earlier, Circa's taking $10,000. So that's why you'll see more in my Dub Club that I recommend more point spreads or money lines. Not going to be giving out as many totals moving forward because the books don't have as much confidence in those plays, right? So to kind of peel back the curtain and give you a little more insight into my process, that's kind of why I do what I do. So Boston College plus 2.5, Pinnacle's taking $3K. That's nice. Circa's taking $5,500. We'll take a look at what Saints fan, what's going on, brother? We'll take a look at what Bookmaker's taking right now. This is on Novig. You can bet your ass that I'm going to be betting this on Novig here in a second. So if you are on Novig, you might want to grab this before I do. But Pitt and Boston College, and I'm a big Pitt College Hoops fan. They've been trashed for a while, but I still pull for my Panthers. Boston College plus 2.5. What is bookmaker taking on this play? They're taking $16,350. Okay, if you don't believe me, bingo, right here. $16,350 at plus 2.5. Okay, Pinnacle, let me get off of here. Pinnacle's taking $3,000. That's peanuts compared to what bookmaker's taking. So no vig all day long. It's not even close. I'll go over to no vig. Hopefully you guys beat me to the punch. If not, we're grabbing Boston College plus 2.5 at plus 105. Yep, we'll allow this for the day. College hoops. And it might be gone, which I'm cool with. Yes, it is. Minus 102. So not nearly as good. Congrats for any of you guys that grabbed it. Good job. You got a good bet. I'm not going to play it at minus 102, but that was definitely a good play. Now, Profit X, though, at plus 108, I'll take that for $24. I'll take that all day. Let me log into Profit X. And there's not a lot on here, but that's fine. BC plus 2.5. Now there's $4. I'm not going to take that, unfortunately. But what I will do is I'll create a market here, guys. So I'll take $100. I'll take this at, let's say, plus 108 odds. And I'll confirm this play. I want Boston College at plus 2.5 at plus 108. Let's see if my order gets filled. Because if it does, I'm very excited that it gets filled at this price compared to what bookmaker has it as. So I'm just going to come over here. I'll click the plus sign. I'll come over to Profit X. We're getting this at really probably plus 107 odds for $100 because, you know, if I win, I got to pay a 1% commission. And there we go. We'll see how that goes. All right, let me showcase some props. Let's look at some different plays here, guys, for just all the books. We're going to look at some NBA props right now and showcase all the main plays, all the main books. DVigging the Pinnacle. All right, so I guess let's first start off with some DraftKings plays. SEC asked, let's get some DraftKings plays. We'll throw up Onyx as well. So SEC, here you go, man. For DraftKings, I'll kind of pause here. These are all really good to Pinnacle. God, I really hope I get that Boston College play filled. That would be sick. But we'll see. Wilbur said, it's sad the way betting is marketed as a spend, particularly here in the UK, that you're paying for entertainment and going to lose. To be fair, we are all going to lose this month. That is true. It is true. But it is really a shame how it's marketed and how you really don't have a chance. And then even for people like us that are betting with an edge, we still go through super turbulent times. It just goes to show you how difficult it is. So for my DraftKings people, obviously if you see the Onyx logo next to this, then it's definitely something you want to play on Onyx because it's actually out there. I can't remember if I have any money on Onyx at all. Wanted to mention this over on Dub Club, guys. I am going to be getting into posting more soccer plays. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of money on Onyx. All right, so let's take a look at this homegrown play. Chet homegrown. This is actually way better on no vig. And the fact that it's $3,000 on no vig, I don't like that at all. Man, I don't like that liquidity posted on no vig. That's a lot of liquidity. I would prefer either not to play this or to play it on the other side. Don't like that. Jaden Ivey on points. It's a better play on FanDuel. But boy, Pinnacle just moved, guys. Minus 123, down to minus 142. Jaden Ivey over 12.5 points. Honestly, you can get this on minus 103 on Camby. Wow, that's really good on Camby. So for any of you guys that have Camby, I would bet that. DraftKings literally just moved. I'm going to try to bet this right now over on FanDuel. Because this isn't bad on FanDuel. Jaden Ivey. All right, so NBA, let's go over here to the Pistons. Player points, Jaden Ivey. We're looking at the over 12.5 at minus 113 odds. There it is. Again, guys, I only have $100, so if I was to get this at minus 113 odds, just type this in the calculator. You should see I bet $114. So that's basically what I'll do. I'll bet the remaining of the FanDuel balance on this Jaden Ivey play, and there we go. So we're in on Jaden Ivey. FanDuel or Pinnacle just moved, which I really like that. Anytime a book moves, I'm in on that. So I add this to the tracker. Got this over at FanDuel. I think it's 103.59. I could be wrong. Could be off by a point or two. Anything else here in DraftKings? A little too low for my liking. So what we'll also do here is I'll devig to FanDuel. Looking for some DraftKings plays. Okay. Demon, however you say this dude's name. This is an ARB to FanDuel. It's a very good ARB. I'm sorry. Apologies. Not an ARB. But it looks like that FanDuel just moved a lot. A lot in a short amount of time. You can get this at ProfitX as well. I'm going to go over here to Onyx and get this play. Where's this Nets game at? Nets and the Knicks. We're looking at 4 assists. Here it is. They're telling me to bet $50 here. Let's see if we can get it. Survey says bingo. There we go. So we get the Demon play over 3.5 at plus 140 odds. Again, guys, when you're trying to find plays on Onyx, make sure the DraftKings logo is right next to Onyx. That's how you know it's an actual viable play. That's how I'm able to get all my plays down. Zion under on assists. Let's look at this. Don't like this. DraftKings is moving in a certain direction. FanDuel's chilling. I don't like that, so I don't want to play that play. Duncan Robinson on his points as well. We just took Jaden Ivey. This is Robinson. Pinnacle's at minus 120. FanDuel's at minus 128. FanDuel moved a little bit, but not really much at all. Yeah, I don't like that DraftKings is moving here. I'm not in favor of that. All right, let's add all the sports books back, guys, not just DraftKings. We'll take a look, see what we got. Let's devig to FanDuel right now and see what's up. Okay, obviously there's going to be a lot of Sports Zeno plays. You don't really need these streams, guys, to make money on Sports Zeno. Just use a software like OddsJam, Positive EV. You'll have a great time. Again, Derek Queen here on his rebounds. This is plus 150. This is an ARB to FanDuel. ARBs are normally a really good play. This is an incredible price compared to any other book on the score. I would bet this all day long. Okay. Let's take a look at Sexton on his assists. Man, if I could get this to load up. Oh, it just disappeared. That looked really good. D has. I have a lot of videos going over a lot of different filters, man. I would go, I'll try to share right here with you, man, a couple. Did I Irish? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You might be able to go over to DraftKings to get it. Of course, if your DraftKings account's toast, then, I understand it's not worth much. So D-Haas, like, for instance, on OddsJam, I mean, I give out videos. I've given out videos over the years, for specific markets and the exact filters. So let me go through and I can share at least. Let me go over the OddsJam channel. Like, this is one that I most recently created on NHL Anytime Goal Scorers, which I had a really, obviously I'm having a really good success rate with. Just waiting for this to load. All right, there we go. So this is one going over NHL Anytime Goal Scores. That's one that I would take a look at. Let's refresh the page here. Talked about Derek Queen. All right, some BetMGM plays here. I don't really need to open these bad boys up. If they're over 5%, they're either ARBs or low holds to FanDuel. They're really good plays. Again, rebounds and assists, not a market that Pinnacle offers. So Tyson under 8.5, I would jump all over this. If you wanted to make a 3-leg parlay, you could add all 3 of these. This is a traditional 3-leg parlay. You won't get ripped off on pricing. I'm good with that. D-Haas, both. On OddsJam's channel and my channel. And so they're kind of everywhere, right? I would say look at either my popular videos, made ones about MLB, really almost every sport we've made it. I've made one for tennis, UFC, WNBA, you name it. I've made a bunch of filters. So if you just take the time to kind of watch them, I don't care if you watch them on 2x speed, right? Just get to the good stuff where I'm showcasing and sharing the filters. You can kind of create your own personalized filters there. Irish has it. No. Well, like I said, man, it's a very, very simple formula. It's a very simple setup. I try not to make things too complicated. I try to make it very, very easy. And hopefully you guys have been finding a lot of success with it. Giannis, under 5.5 assists. This was good. It's down to $10 now. That kind of stinks. Again, the video that we just released today on OddsJam, guys, is a great example of this Jamal Shed play. You go, hey, Billy, I don't care about Fanatics because I'm limited to $5. Well, if you can use NoVig, if you can use Onyx, or use NoVig and ProfitX, you can go over there and create a price that's similar to an EV play, and maybe you get your order filled, right? You never know. Might as well try it out. Speaking of NoVig and ProfitX, not a great play to Pinnacle, but it's very good to FanDuel on Peyton Pritchard over on assists. Okay. FanDuel's been moving a little bit. Like seeing that. Plus 102 to minus 104. Within the hour, they were at plus 112. So I like that movement. Pinnacle's moving a little bit. Their projection's just a little bit higher. So they were at plus 121. They're down to plus 114. These types of plays, guys, it's not a bad play. I'll probably just kind of stay away from it. But again, let's kind of rapid fire through. Let's get through some Pinnacle sharp money plays here when it comes to Pinnacle plus EV plays on the tool. Nemhard on points, the score. Not a low hold, not an ARB. But let's take a look at some line movement. See if we got any line movement. Not really. A little bit from before. Not much. Still worth taking a look. Great to hear that, D. It's always good to hear some positive stuff because your vids have been helping. This is my first month trying plus EV, betting them up 23 units with only a $250 bankroll. Yeah, that's incredible, and that's really hot. I would say, D, that I would not expect that to be the norm moving forward. I'm not trying to throw water on the fire. Just trying to provide you a realistic approach, or just realistically. That's fantastic, man. I'm glad things have been working out for you. And obviously, whatever you've been doing, continue to do it because it's working very well. It's been really, and I agree with Irish, it's been a tough month for a lot of us. So it's really, really great to hear that you've been having a lot of success. Again, guys, if you see plays that are recommended on OddsJam's EV tool for NoVig, and you see Chet Holmgren at $2,500, and you see Jared Allen at $114, I'm under the belief that I would much rather take the Jared Allen play. NoVig is known as a sportsbook to actually post some of their own liquidity. That Chet Holmgren plays a lot of money. This Jared Allen plays not a lot, not much at all. So I'm very much interested in going after this Jared Allen play. Okay, so let's take a look over here on NoVig, right? And if you guys are already, this is the only problem with streaming and going through these plays is that normally, sometimes I can't get these plays because you guys are quick to the punch and beat me to it. Or at least I hope someone that's watching the stream is getting these plays because I'm going to be pissed if it's just some rando that's not getting it. So we're looking at the under on points on Jared Allen, under 13.5 at plus 125 odds. Right? OddsJam's telling me to bet $140 here. And I only have about $550 in the account, but we're not going to do that. Points, Jared Allen, under 13.5. Here we go. Unfortunately, now there's only $9.67. So that's gone, right? So that's kind of one of the reasons. When you stream and you give out plays on the exchanges, hopefully someone else gets it because I'm not able to get it. That's just kind of the pros and the cons of it. So we missed out on that play, but hopefully one of you guys, in the stream got it. I really hope it's the case. Zach LaVine, ProfitX no vig. FanDuel's at minus 130. I'm sorry. FanDuel's at plus 102. Let's see what happens here. Oh, D, no problem, man. I'm sure it was. SEC, no, I'm in Pennsylvania, man. I'm in Pennsylvania. That's why you can't see it. My head's kind of blocking it. That's why I'm able to bet on the exchanges, because you can't bet on the exchanges in Arizona. So I'm back in Pennsylvania visiting friends and family. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this Levine play. It's not a bad play. It's just not much movement here from Pinnacle, and it's not an arb, and it's not a low hold, so I'll kind of hold off there. Duncan Robinson, I'm already out of money on FanDuel, but let's see if there's any movement here. A little bit from FanDuel or from Pinnacle, plus 119 to plus 111. 8 cents, it's okay. Let's refresh the page. Obviously, if you guys have Bovada, definitely sign up with Bovada. It's a great book. You can crush. Circa right here, that was a top play, not anymore. Let's take a look also at, we looked at some college hoops. I definitely want to just give a look ahead again, guys, just to some UFC fight, some UFC plays. Where's the UFC card at? Here it is. Still same two results. Alex Perez here on DraftKings. This is for Saturday for UFC. This is a point spread play, guys. The books don't take them. The sharp books only take roughly like $500 right now on it. So this is an ARB to bet online, which I think is a very sharp book for UFC. Again, if you guys can appreciate how much I'm willing to share with you guys to help you out, help me out by just smashing that subscribe button. Because again, the whole idea here and the goal is to help you guys to teach you everything that I know, or as much as I can for free. That's kind of what the streams are aimed to do. So if you guys are using DraftKings, SEC, this is a DraftKings play. You asked, here it is. So if you want to grab Alex Perez, this is the judges' scorecards. If you want to know what the point spread is. So if it goes to a unanimous decision, even if Perez might lose the fight, you would hope that the judges score 29-28, all three across the board. Or maybe 29-28, 29-28, Perez wins 129-28. That's what you're hoping for. ProfitX on this play here. Again, Pinnacle's taking $1,000. We talked about this play earlier. BetOnline's taking about the same money as Pinnacle is, and they just have a difference of opinion on odds. So I don't want to mess around with this play on ProfitX. So there's a little UFC action, guys, just looking ahead for that. Also, for some soccer plays. We talked about how I like to get into soccer. I'm going to be betting more soccer or football, like if you're like Wilbo and across the pond. DVigging at Pinnacle is always a good time. Always a good time. Here's one for tomorrow, guys. Man City, Champions League, over 3.5 on FanDuel. God, I'm kicking myself and I'm out of money on FanDuel. Go grab this right now. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. FanDuel, over 3.5 total goals, plus 124 FanDuel. This is fantastic. And I don't care about FanDuel because even if you get limit on FanDuel, it doesn't matter. I definitely like this play. Definitely really good. What else do we got? Obviously got a lot of Bracco plays. I don't know if these Bracco plays are actually out there, but got some Bet365 plays as well. Again, I have all the popular soccer leagues pulled up here, guys. If you want to DVig to certain leagues, right, you can just uncheck this. Say that maybe you just want Premier, Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga, the French League, and then maybe we'll go to wherever, where's the Champions League? I'll just type in Champions League. Yeah, grab the Champions League. There we go. And then here we go. There we go, 49ers faithful, Man City locked. So just looking at, the popular plays. Money lines, totals, that's all we're really looking for, guys. So again, you want to know your sports books. Bet365. I would be willing to bet mainline markets on Bet365, especially for soccer. Bet365 has a massive stranglehold on Europe when it comes to a sports book, okay? So you can nuke them for NBA player props, but you'll probably be able to get more money down betting football plays on Bet365, okay? But FanDuel, even if you ever get limited on FanDuel, you can still bet decent amount of money on limited FanDuel accounts. So bet on FanDuel. Definitely do that. Yeah, no doubt about that, D. You want to make sure you stay within your range. But yeah, there's a lot of really good plays out there. A lot of good plays. And it's nice to see, guys, this could be something, let's double check Bracco here. Now a couple things, right? What's the first thing that we noticed devigging to FanDuel with Bracco? All of the plays on Bracco are all moneyline three-ways. If you guys don't know what moneyline three-ways is, it means that Tottenham needs to win the match outright. If this is a push, we lose. We don't get our money refunded to us. So Tottenham has to win this match against Frankfurt, okay? So all of these plays are going to be out there and available for you guys. But as you can see, there's a very common theme. Total goals, but a lot of moneyline three-ways. So this is a market that clearly Bracco and Pinnacle disagree on, okay? So for this team, Pinnacle sees it at plus 133. Bracco's at 174. Now, Pinnacle's only taking $500. Not a lot of money, right? They're only taking $500 on this play on Tottenham. But these are just some things that you want to pay attention to. The sign-up offer, bet 5, get 300 spike, sign up for... Yeah, see, I'm not really familiar with that. That's a tough one. Because I've always signed up with DraftKings first before pick 6. But I can understand it's based off maybe like your location and what's available to you. But, all I would tell you is whenever you do talk to their support team, try to be nice as pie and try to act like a complete degen. Act like you just want to gamble SGPs and parlays all day long, right? That's all I would ever say. It does you no good to be a dick to the support staff, the customer service, right? So I'm always a big fan of just trying to be as nice as you can. So let me take a look really quick here, guys, on Bracco. I just want to spot check this. So we're going to take a look at this Chelsea match to see, was it Chelsea and, no, it's not Crystal Palace. It's Napoli. Let's look at soccer. Are all these champion? Yeah, these are all champion leagues. Yeah, I'm not getting, that's the problem, is I'm not pulling up any of these plays. Now, I'm sure they're out there. Again, guys, I'm not really familiar with finding these plays currently for the Champions League on Bracco. So this is something I'm going to have to take some time to find out. But definitely something you want to take a look at. No doubt about it, right? Let's do a quick refresh, see if anything new popped up. Here we go. Bayern Munich, Eindhoven. This is Champions League, over 3.5. FanDuel. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. I know this is for tomorrow, guys, but this looks really good. Looks really, really good. I would be happy to grab this play. If we click in here to Pinnacle, Pinnacle's just super sharp on soccer. Just super sharp. I do feel bad for any Euros across the pond right now for me saying soccer. I'm just a Yankee. I just am what I am. And then tennis. It's the Australian Open. So, if you are using Bet365, I'm okay betting an under for this tennis match that starts in under 3 hours. I'm cool with that. This moneyline play on Sportzino. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. Got to go bet this on Sportzino right now. I am very interested in this. I don't know if this is actually the Australian Open match or if this is just a smaller tennis tournament, to be very honest. ARB's the Pinnacle, guys. Tennis and soccer, do not overthink it. DVig to Pinnacle. Multiple people that are very smart and sharp throughout the time that I've been using OddsJam's tools for years have reiterated the same sentiment, which is Pinnacle is extremely sharp for soccer and tennis. Pre-game. Don't worry about it. So, here we go. Sportzino, they're telling me to bet 160. I'll probably just bet 150 here. See if I can bet this and predict it. Bingo. There we go. We bet Robin. 150 bucks. Sport Zeno, Arb to Pinnacle. I'm happy. We get a good play in. There we go. 4% EV edge play. This play could lose, right? But we're getting a good price. We should beat the closing line value. That's all you can do. Same thing here at Bet365. Bet this under 21.5. Bracco, if this is out there, which again, sometimes it's kind of tough to find these plays. Let's see if I can find this at all on tennis. Don't see it right now. That's the only thing with Bracco, man. The only thing that bugs me with Bracco is you don't always find these. Or their search feature isn't really working. And I'm scrolling here and I just don't see the matchup. Just don't see it. So anyways, that's the problem with Bracco. Stan here, first money line, first set money line here, DraftKings, Bet365. It's not an R, but it's still a very good play. Pinnacle's taking $4,500 on this, guys. I'm cool with this. If you want to play this on DraftKings, by all means do so. All right. That's going to be the stream, guys. I can't believe I went for an hour and 11 minutes. Forgot about that. Sorry about that, Irish. Apologies, bro. I would just definitely say, using, I'm more than happy to share the filter for soccer. It's pretty simple. It's really just a plus minus 200. Could be OJ, definitely could be. It's just a plus minus 200 Pinnacle worst case, right? It's pretty much the same thing that I use for most of it. For you OGs and DGens that have seen me with a lot of filters, it's pretty much always DVigging a Pinnacle using worst case. And then setting your odds range with whatever you're comfortable with. I set it for the next 7 days. Pick whatever soccer leagues you want to go after. It's mainline markets, right? Very simple strategy. Try to keep it easy. All right, guys, back on tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. Running it back. Dub Club folks, appreciate you riding with me. The card's out there. Let's have a night tonight, guys. God, we need a good night tonight. Let's have one. Why not tonight, right? Why not us? So have an awesome evening, guys. Enjoy sports. Enjoy the games. And I'll talk to you guys in the morning. Take care.